The bowl is still there, half full. No one has put it away yet. It's Tuesday morning, 7 o'clock. Sarah is standing in the kitchen, waiting. She is waiting for sounds that will not come, for paws on the floor. No scraping at the food bowl, no movement, just this specific, heavy silence. Mia has been gone since yesterday, and yet Sarah expects to see her any second. If you know this feeling, then this video was made exactly for you. Because what comes next is rarely heard, even though it's so desperately needed. There are 5 stages of grief. Many people know them, but there is a 6th. This 6th stage is the one that hits cat owners the hardest, and it's the heaviest. And hardly anyone talks about it. I am going to do that for you today. Kubler-Ross described the 5 stages, but grieving a cat is different. Not smaller, not lesser, just different. Deeper in certain places, quieter in others. And at the end waits something no book can truly describe, carrying them forward. Let's start with stage 1, the stage that barely feels like grief at all. Stage 1, denial. Not literal denying, but the brain trying to protect itself. Sarah reached for Mia in the morning to pet her, and only then remembered. This is not a sign of weakness. It's biology. The brain needs time for loss. The first days feel unreal, like a dream you're about to wake up from. You walk through the hallway and look at your cat's favorite spot. You expect her. You open the door and hear in your mind the patter of little paws on the floor. These moments aren't crazy. They are how the brain slowly learns to say goodbye. Not all at once, but in small, painful repetitions until it finally sinks in. Some even buy cat food, not because they forgot, but because the body refuses it. Denial is not a system error. It is a protective reflex of the mind, not a failure. And then comes stage 2. Quiet at first, then louder. The anger. Stage 2. Anger. At the illness, at fate, at the vet, and at yourself. Sarah was angry at the vet. Even though he did everything right, she knew that. Still, the anger had to go somewhere. It landed where it was easiest to reach. This is not an injustice. It is the mechanism of grief. Anger always needs a target. Sometimes this target is the world, old age coming too soon, or you yourself. Why didn't I go to the vet sooner? Why didn't I see the signs? If you know these thoughts, then you know what inevitably comes next. Stage 3, bargaining. The quiet space between anger and hopelessness that holds everything. In stage 3, you bargain with what has long been non-negotiable. If I had gotten a second opinion earlier, would Mia maybe still be alive? If I hadn't ignored that one sign, would everything have turned out differently for us? These thoughts spiral. They don't help, but they truly belong to the grieving process. They are the mind's way of trying to regain control over the uncontrollable. Bargaining gives the pain a shape, a logic that explains why things happen this way. Even if this logic is flawed, even if no answer can undo the loss. Sarah spent entire nights writing lists of things she could have done differently. The list grew longer. The answers never came. Eventually, it slowly grew quieter. And then comes the hardest stage, the longest one, the loneliest of all 5 stages. Stage 4, depression, not as a diagnosis, but as a truly genuine, deep mourning. The bowl was put away. The bed stayed. Sarah couldn't bring herself to touch it. The apartment has a different acoustics now, a silence that feels different than usual. Energy, appetite, motivation, everything slowly contracts during this phase. This is normal. This is grief. This is not a sign that something is wrong with you. But here, something specific happens for everyone who has lost a cat. This is where what psychologists call disenfranchised grief begins, unacknowledged pain. You go back to your everyday life. Someone asks how you are. You say, not good. My cat died, you say? And the other person replies, just get a new one. In that moment, something cruel happens. Your pain is simply made invisible. Not out of malice, but out of ignorance, and the belief that animals are worth less. That grieving an animal should pass quicker than grieving a human being. But veterinary psychology has clearly proven and named something in recent years. The emotional bond between human and cat activates the same brain regions as human bonds. The pain is real. It is biologically rooted. It deserves the same space as any grief. The fact that it doesn't get this space, that is the real problem, not the pain itself. And exactly this leads us to stage 5, the hardest stage to describe. Stage 5, acceptance. Not forgetting, not letting go, but truly carrying them forward. Sarah eventually opened the bed. She smelled it. She didn't put it away. Acceptance doesn't mean everything is fine now. It means I am learning to be with it. Mia is dead, that is true, and she was a real, true part of your life. Both are true at the same time. Both must be true, otherwise, you aren't really grieving. Acceptance is not the end of grief. It is the beginning of honestly carrying them forward. Many people report something in this phase that they find hard to describe. A warmth, a presence, a moment in the kitchen right before the sun sets. Perhaps that's the brain learning to truly live with the memory. Or perhaps it's more than that. I don't judge that, but I hear it very often. And now we come to the stage that almost no one ever talks about, the 6th stage. Not everyone experiences it, but most people who have lost a cat know it well. The 6th stage, the guilt over the very magnitude of the pain itself. You grieve, you cry, maybe for weeks, longer than you expected of yourself. And then comes this thought, why am I so broken? It was just a cat. This thought is not yours. It was planted in you from the outside over many years. By comments, by looks, by society's silent conviction about what grief should be. It makes the pain twice as heavy. You suffer, and you are ashamed of it at the same time. That is the cruelest part of this specific form of grief that so many know. I am telling you something today with full conviction. Your pain is not a weakness. It is the exact proof of a deep, genuine, meaningful bond between two living beings. The deeper the bond was, the bigger the void is now. This is not sentimentality. If you feel right now that you are not alone in this, then this video was right for you. If you know someone currently going through this pain, send this to them. Without explanation, without words beforehand, they will understand why you sent it. And if your heart is heavy, let it be heavy. That is allowed. That is right. She wasn't just anything. She was Mia, and she deserves you to truly grieve for her. You deserve that too. The space, the time, the pain, and everything that comes after. She loved you. That doesn't end. Grief is just the other side of this love. And someday, not today, maybe not tomorrow, the light will return as well.